Hello everyone, this is Jayachandran once again. Hope you're all doing well. The pandemic is not yet over, so we have to stay safe and always wear mask and follow protocols of COVID. I always believe in doing different topics rather than usual ones, which will be useful and interesting for the viewers. Today I've taken a different topic, which is cost to the company. So what is cost to the company mean? First, let's deal with that. The cost paid by an employer to an employee for a period of 1 year is called cost to the company. The cost to the company consists of various factors such as basic, DA, HRA, other allowances. Okay, traditionally, maybe all the Indian companies, they were following a very simple system. So the cost to the company will always consist of basic, DA, HRA and other allowances. In most cases at the senior level, the employer gives them a car. So it is only a management of the car and the fuel allowances. And plus during the festival they will pay they will pay a bonus. And at the end of March financial year, they are entitled to a LTA. So this is very simple structure where employer and employee could easily understand it. But these days, in the last maybe 2 decades, after many MNCs have come in India, the cost of the company structure is so complex now. Because apart from the basic and DA, HRA, they offer furniture allowances, white good allowances, then you have performance linked bonus. There are different structures within the cost to the company. So it is all on percentage. So you are certain sometimes eligible for 10% of total furniture allowance in a year in the first 6 months, and then the remaining can be availed in the next year. So there are various formulas offered on these percentages. So it is highly complex in nature in some of these companies, cost to the companies offered by them. So what happens is when an employee wants to exactly calculate his cost to the company, he is always confused. So either they come with the inflated figure or they give us a wrong figure. Yeah, the reason why such a complex structure is offered by companies today is this is maybe due to avail income tax benefits from the perspective of employer and as well as the employee. Okay, so now let's go to the subject of how to negotiate cost to the company with the employer. So what any candidate who is appearing for the interview has to exactly get the figure of cost to the company. Because in the recent cases, I have noticed many incidents when I dealt with even for senior level position, one candidate has given a cost to the company to us which was a different figure. So when he attended the interview with the prospective employer, he gave a different figure to them. When he was shortlisted and asked to send the documents for making the offer, he gave a different figure. So what happens? There were totally 3 figures, one given to the consultant, one given to the employer, and when he sent the document, it was totally different. So there could be only 2 reasons. Maybe he is novice to that, or he has fudged the cost of the company report. So you should never do this, because sometimes the integrity is questioned on this. Suppose you are at a senior management level and you are novice about giving the exact cost to the company. The employee will think, when he can't even give the cost to the company correctly, how can he run this company? So you have to be very sharp in figures and you should be accurate in producing the exact documents. Then it is also easier for the employer to calculate and work out and make offer faster. So they give an offer, then they say that we have a cash component and we have got a different annual component which is not mentioned in the appointment letter. So these all complicate the process and delays the process of issuing an offer letter. So when you are doing it, do it at a one stroke. May take all the documents exactly to the last page and then produce it to the prospective employer to make an offer. This makes the job simple for you and the employer. This is how we always want to stress that this will make the system or the process faster. And next one is, when you are negotiating with the employer, always there is a formula. Though there is no exact formula for this, it is just a convention model. The employer believes that you may get about 10% of increase in the current organization, and he adds up another 10 or 15% and makes it as 25%. So you may get a increase of 20 to 25% from whatever you are drawing, assuming that you are going to get 10% from the present employer and balance is for you to jump from that organization to this organization. But I believe in the recent days, there are people who are asking 60% and 80% increase from what they are drawing. And this happens particularly in the IT. We have come across so many incidents where somebody is drawing 3.5 lakhs, 4 lakhs, asking 15 lakhs. So why would an employer give 15 lakhs unless this position demands so much and nobody is available in the market? So they should come back with a realistic figure saying that 20%, 30%, not like 70 or 80%, which he is not going to get at all. So this is only waste of time and you are not going to be successful in getting the job. So never do this. Because there is no reason why an employer should pay 70 or 80% unless that particular position there is no people available in the market. So when you negotiate with the employer, you always think, don't just go with a figure, throw a figure, since because your friend or somebody has told you or colleague has told you, just only think that they can give only this is the maximum. Because every company runs with a budget and they also have some existing employees. So when you negotiate, you be sharp and give an exact figure, and once it is done, then check what you are drawing and what they proposed is exactly the same. And once you are happy, just go and accept it. Hope I have given you some useful tips for today. Thanks for watching this video. We'll meet again. Thank you.